Ooh,
Trying to do better.
hot dog.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Welcome. Mic check.
Hopefully, everyone can hear us. Let us know if you can or if you cannot. All
Mm.
right, here we go. Welcome to the Committed Chronicles. We are Sonny and Lisa Williams, co founders of Committed to Us, a community of like minded couples, married couples, committed couples who want to normalize marriage and not get into the rut of thinking that everything has to be a fairy tale. And when it's not, then you need to jump ship. We want to normalize that there will be days where it's boring. There will be days where it's a lot of excitement. And then there will be days when you don't understand why you are having the same conversations about stuff that has been in the past. But we just want to normalize that those things happen, and that you can use tools to get through them, get to the other side, and increase the legacy that you're leaving to your children, to your family, to those that are around you, and all those wonderful things that come along with marriage.
Speak it. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, our motto for this year is doing more in 2024 because we want to just encourage couples to look at the ruts that we get into. Like even like every Easter, we all go to church. We all go to Christmas. We go to service, and we do the New Year's service. But are we really elevating? Are we trying to press in and do more? Are we trying to improve ourselves and show up better as a partner? As a brother, as a son, as a father, as a sister, as a mother. Are we showing up better this year? Are we doing better than we did last year? We want to press into that because that show that you showing up better as a person. You show up better in every relationship. Parents, siblings, and children. You show up better for everybody. So we want to keep encouraging that and keep helping give those tools because it's changed our lives.
Right. And every day that you are given life, that's another chance for you to strive to get it right. Strive to do something different. Another opportunity to not necessarily rewrite what happened the day before, but to make it better, to make better decisions, better choices going forward, and how you speak to each other, how you interact with each other. And as I said, just to make sure that your legacy is a positive legacy, and that you show those around you that you can get through things, that there is reconciliation.
And part of that is changing your mindset and how you're looking at things, how you're showing up for things, how you're just reframing your thinking. A lot of times that changes instead of you trying to change the other person. When you start looking at things differently, next thing you know, everything is different.
Yes, I agree with that.
So a lot of it is really self-work and your self-mindset, your heart and mind connection, flipping that switch and making a change in yourself. And you be just, I know it sounds cliche, but man, you actually got to really do it. And it does work. You just really have to actually put that real work in, real effort, real intention.
Yes. Okay, so sir, how's your week been since you've been enjoying your vacation?
You say that, but so this week has been crazy because of the weather and all that other stuff.
Yes.
You know that, but
yes.
And every plan we had seemed like it got shifted. But we made the most. We shifted our minds. We made the most and went out last night and had a good time and kind of salvaged everything. And beautiful day yesterday and today after a bunch of crazy weather. So yeah, I'm feeling way better yesterday and today than the whole rest of the week. But you know what? I'm grateful. It could have been worse. It could have kept going. So
right. Yeah. And I know, like earlier this week, there was a day when it was just like pouring down rain, and I could see in you that you were just like this. I mean, I was working, and you came in, and I could just see it on your face that you were just. And I looked outside. I'm like, yeah, it's a rainy day. And I just, I got up and gave you a hug. Like I knew that you needed something to help you through, because I could see that you were about to go into a bad spiral. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do about it. But I wanted you to know that.
Is there nothing you could do about it? Really?
I was at work. There was nothing I could do about it.
I'll just make sure. Okay. No, the hug, it helped. It did help. I'm grateful.
And sometimes you have to just, do what you can in those moments. Yes, I would have loved to be a millionaire and whisk us away on a tropical island and just enjoy. That's not reality for us right now. So in those little moments, we have to, know our partner and know when they need just that little bit of support, encouragement,
Mm-hmm.
and all those things.
Yeah, it did help. I thank you. I do appreciate that. Yeah. Today, well, we can talk about hot topics first.
Okay, hot topics. Okay, so and it's centered around boundaries. So there's a couple of things, and I just want to get the feel of the room. So I know a while back we were talking about there's an artist called named October London. So we had this whole thing about his song. But anyway, so we were driving and um, they were doing an interview. I guess they'd done an interview with him, and so he's a divorced and he has father. He's a father and he's divorced. And so I guess the interview came about that he was saying that him and his wife now are best friends,
which is a trigger for Lisa.
Which is a trigger for me. And he said that while they were married and while he was getting his career, everything that when he had the ups, he would only pour into his child, and he kind of left his wife in the back end. I don't even know how that. Yeah. So
he spent so much energy on the child.
He lost his wife.
Yeah.
He said so. They went through divorce. I think by the time he realized it, she had had enough, and so they got a divorce. But in that same spirit, he is saying they are the best of friends, and I don't know why that always bothers me, because I'm like, if you were the best of friends, how can you be the best of friends following a divorce? And you weren't friends when you were married. Like, shouldn't that make you want to try harder to figure out what the problem is? Like, I just have an issue with people saying we're the best of friends. Now, if you say that we co-parent well, yes, that's a whole nother thing. But now that you're divorced, you're the best of friends. Like, I don't know. It just does something to me. And I don't know, is that a thing? Is there such a thing as, and it could be just from my lens. I this is my first marriage, but this is your second marriage, and you and your ex aren't the best of friends. So, and those that are around me that have been divorced, I don't see that we're the best of friends now that we're not together.
Right.
So, is that really a thing, or is that just something to, I don't know, not own up, or just to make it sound nice? Like, I don't know. I'm just.
Well, then you kind of go into the other hot topic I was talking about, because that's this us talking about them being exes, not even going into a new relationship, because then you start bringing in the new partner and their boundaries. Because we watched a show, Flip or Flop Nashville, where the exes were coming together and they were flipping a house together. And when we first saw that, we were like, "Ooh, how's that working?"
It's another instance of best friends, and
yeah. And what is the new spouse,
girlfriend, anybody?
Yeah, what do they think about y'all spending that much time together? And just for me and you, that's just something we wouldn't be down with. I mean, we couldn't do that. But
and it could just be us. But okay, so like Ellen said, because the level of expectation of being in a marriage is gone. But I don't know. I find that a cop out. I don't know. Now I'm not for being in a marriage when both parties are unhappy. I'm not advocating that. I'm just saying that if you don't do the personal work on yourself, the marriage isn't going to flourish. And then how come you get to the point where you're divorced and now you're the best of friends? Like, all those issues, like, I don't know. That's just a thing with me. And yeah, so I mean, I guess in hindsight, it would have bothered me if you and your ex co-parenting, if you guys co-parented in a great level, then that would be fine for me. I don't know if I could be okay with y'all considering yourself best friends.
Okay. So let's go to another level. What's the last one? Another couple, Paul and Maria.
Yes.
I guess Maria had a friend that she
knew they both knew the same friend.
Yeah, they both knew the same friend, but she would talk to him daily.
Yeah.
Talk to the friend daily. And we were both like, no, daily? Nah, no, Yeah. So again, what do y'all think about that? Like, for me, that's a hard no. Like, no, daily, that's a lot of time and a lot of potential for connection and just building of a deep relationship when it's daily.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see it. I don't know if anybody else agrees with that, but I just that was a lot when she was talking about daily. And I think the rest of the group, I think it was like four couples.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all the rest of them were like, nah, it's definitely not daily, let alone I mean, I don't think they would
Well,
do it.
I think to just give a little more background on her, she didn't have any female friends.
Yes, true.
So all of her friends were male, which to me is a no-no because I would not be comfortable with him having all your friends females. Like that's never going to work for me because there's one out of that group. I bet you there's one that's just sitting there waiting.
Right.
Just sitting there waiting. So, for me that would be difficult. But anyway, just a daily connection with the opposite sex. I don't know. I guess if I don't even know if the boundaries are clear. I mean, she said that they were just friends. I just think the way someone put it, they were like, if you and that person are spending so much time together of the opposite sex and you are focused on things that are external, like a game, like a movie, then that's fine. He said, but when it turns in towards each other and we are talking consistently about each other, that kind of muddies the water, which opens the avenue for someone to catch feelings.
Yeah, and that was a good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Just
if you're going to have an opposite sex friend, it just needs to be for things that are external that don't require you to engage so closely.
A football game
over a long term.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So, that's the topic.
And if you know your boundaries, you can not cross into dangerous territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you, yes.
Yeah. I just think sometimes it can get muddy.
And your trust is not on the other. Sometimes it's on the other person. For you, you're like, is someone else trying to just kind of like you say, wait and break the emergency grass, just trying to be there as the fall, as a rebound or whatever else.
And I don't know if I could be the best friend of a guy who's married. Like, I don't know if I would be comfortable with that.
Because then you feel like, how would you look?
Yeah, how do I look to the wife, especially if I don't, and I could have a conversation with the wife. I could be with, friends with the wife, but if my, allegiance is to the husband, that's just weird to me.
And you're actually saying that's my best friend, not just we talk every once in a while, we're all friends.
It can happen, but do you want to lose a true friend? Let me think.
Don't trigger y'all.
I mean, I had some friends in college that that were male, because I was one of those that had probably more male friends than female.
Like S with like friend, like plural.
That were men.
Yeah. You said friends.
I had friends. I had a lot of male friends in college.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. It's interesting. I did not know that.
I did tell you that.
Friends? You didn't say friends. Not with an S on it. There's a difference.
I had friends, male
Somebody
friends.
said no name.
I had a lot of male friends, but
where my pen?
You made me lose my train of thought. I had male friends, and then after college, some of them did go on to get into relationships. I just kind of removed myself from it. Like, I did not see the need. We were still good friends.
I am just listening. What did I say? I didn't say nothing. Continue your statements. I've not said a word. I'm listening. Effective listening right now. Please continue. That's probably where she met him, y'all.
I did not.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
She keeps saying college for everything as just a catch-all, but yeah.
Yeah. There was no friends at Freak Me.
After you done watch the video, now you want to say that.
There were no friends at Freak Me.
Go back again.
No friends. Anyway, so for me, I personally took it as...
Y'all see a green Honda on Freaknik, call me at 1-800.
I personally removed myself from situations where I felt like it could be muddy. It could be seen differently. But that's just me. That's just me. So, I mean, yeah, that's just me.
Okay. So what does respect mean to y'all in marriage? Let's start.
Let's start with our topic tonight is respect.
Yep. Respect. What does respect mean to y'all? And is it just as important as love? What does that mean for y'all? How do y'all feel about respect in marriage? Y'all say it's the same, equal, more than, less than? What do y'all think? Somebody saw green. Okay, I'm gonna get with you.
Whatever. No.
Honda Accord. Greens.
No.
Stick shift.
Anyway. And does respect look different for a wife and a husband? Yeah, I think I believe that there is a difference. I know if we had like the top 5 things that the needs of a man and the needs of a woman, I don't know if respect would be like number 1 or 2 for us, for women. I think for men, it needs to be 1 or 2 for y'all, depending on how you view sex. Like it can be sex and respect, or respect and sex. Like I think it's really, really high for you guys, and I think we want it. I don't think we desire it on such a high level. Not that we want it.
What is a high level?
Like number 1 or 2. Like it's not a
frequency. Like what does that mean?
The top, like the intensity of it. I think for men, when we think about respect, I think it's just more important for men. Like I want you to respect me. I want you to hear my voice, to give me, to allow me to say what I feel and contribute and all of that. I just don't think it's as important as it is to a man. Like I think when you have in the past, I felt like that I disrespected you, that was very, very important for you. So
okay, Ellen says respect equals you put my well-being above all others.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
I do like that.
Okay.
What else we got?
So respect in marriage means knowing vulnerabilities and being not using them against your spouse. Yes.
Who said that?
That was, yeah. Okay. To consider your worth of high regard. Okay.
Marcus, okay.
Worthy. Someone is respect is high on the list for me. Okay. Okay. So from a wife, respect is high on the list for me. And okay. I guess
worthy. Hold my heart and protect it. Oh,
okay.
Wow. I
That's
like
a
that
good one.
Hold
my
like
heart
that
and protect it. Yes.
Okay.
And like so
I was just gonna say, like, so if like we just Google it, it's a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements. So that's just the standard, the Google version. But I do like. I think I like our C2S families versions. I like what y'all put in here.
Because I think for us, like an issue early on with the disrespect you felt, because you would feel that I would, if it was my dad, if it was the pastor, you would feel that if they brought the same issue to me, that I would hold it in high regard, and because I am questioning or I'm having a comeback, that I was not respecting you as my husband. So there was a tug of war with us trying to get on the same page as far as that, because I didn't see giving my input as disrespect, as far as so much as you thinking that if another high value man in my life, like my father or the pastor or whatever, said the same thing, that I wouldn't say anything. So I never saw this disrespect. I know that you did.
Okay. Yeah. Because literally, I mean, you really didn't. Like, I mean, if you would kind of just get quiet and go think on it, and then I guess make your decision at that point. But with me, it felt like it was immediate. But which you have admitted to being defensive, so sometimes there was that.
Sometimes it was that. Sometimes it was just us having a conversation and me just
I agree
to
with
go
that.
back and forth and to get on a common ground. Like I wanted to understand you more fully on, but I know that was a really issue. That was a real issue with us.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been cool. I think in the moment I was just like I get where you're coming from, but it's like, how is it that if I'm under God, the next one, how is it that I'm getting any feedback before and they're not getting any?
Because I was not in the conversation with them.
What?
You have this narrative that if the conversation was different and if I was with,
we went to a family reunion when we first got married, and your dad told you shut up and get out the room. You ain't say nothing. You got up out that room.
Okay, that is me being in a child's place.
But that's my point. Like I literally witnessed, and then I went.
Okay, so that
sat back and went, oh.
So that's nothing.
Remember that?
Okay, I do remember that. That's nothing about me disrespecting you as my husband. That is me being put in a child's place and reverting back to my younger version of having that structured household and what my father said goes.
And that
so was, what did you want me to say?
That was cool. No, but what we had to come to terms with, as for me in my house, I'm going to be the only man on this earth that's going to be able to say certain things to you. The only, including your papa, anybody else. That was your pastor or whatever. There's going to be a certain order to things. And that was what we had to come to terms with, because that was a serious boundary for me.
Okay, but okay.
Now that was just a serious boundary for me. Now everybody has their different things that they are negotiable, non-negotiables. You know, everybody has their own things, but that was like, I wasn't that wasn't gonna happen. That was not going to continue. So, and that was the only time that really happened. Like I think we had a serious talk after that, and like you would call your dad, hey, I need this. And I'm like, what?
Right? Oh yeah, those are boundaries.
Yeah, and I was like, well, ask me. I'm right here.
Those are boundaries. Yes.
So we had to come together. Every household has these things where they're like, I think we talked to another couple, I don't know, yesterday, where they started kind of getting in semantics because they wanted to kind of argue over whether, like, just dominion or just, God's, what God, respecting how God has ordained and put things in order. Mm-hmm. So it got deep, and they kind of got, I think, off track, because I think sometimes we have to go back to that mirror work and look at what we are uncomfortable with, or what we're going to be vulnerable with, and admit to. Like, I'm saying these things to Lisa now because I can say it to her without us getting into an argument, but back then we couldn't have did what we said, what we just said right there. It would have been a whole other thing. But we've talked and worked on ourselves first, and then now we can come together and actually do that safely and in a healthy environment. Okay. So that part you have to be vulnerable enough to be able to admit that you kind of have problems with certain things, and it's just you, and it's just your hangups. Right. You know what I mean? So the other person can say, okay, I understand it now, because otherwise you're going to seem crazy. Okay. You're going to seem way out of pocket. Like, what you mean? That ain't the way it is in the dictionary. You know what I mean? That's how you get in cement, and you get in those things, because if the person would just say, this might be a little messed up, but I prefer, or something like that, and lead with that. Okay. It's a little easier for the other person to go, all right, I can help you with that. It's my privilege to help you with that, instead of feeling made to do something. Okay. So there's a big difference. It's just an approach. And so I think, when we're talking about respect with us, with the man and woman aspect, so that was your part as far as how you didn't want to feel disrespect. And I guess for me, the respect is, when it was with the family issues, the family dynamics, that I needed to be put first, that I needed you to consider me before any decisions made, versus the blended family chaos, and all of that. And so I think early on I did not know how to express, because I felt that you should know. You chose me. Right. So everybody, and it was a learning curve for us, because I think when there is divorce, that there is that what's the word I used to say? There's that need to overcompensate. Yeah. And so I think for you, there was a lot of overcompensation where you just wanted to keep the peace with everything. Like, you just wanted everything to go smooth. And I also didn't want to create a toxic, just for a lot of kids get traumatized, and they have a toxic atmosphere. And I just tried not to have that, be in their face, where as much as possible. And you expect people to act like adults, but you don't always get that. Oh yeah, you never get that. Well, so I ain't say never. Yeah, it's very rare. Look at October London. So he's lying. So and I guess that's what I'm saying. I guess as far as like respect for me was never like, when we have conversations, me, I guess given over to you, just having, what you say, being the last word. I think for me it was, where am I placed at? Where in the big scheme of things, when you're making decisions, are you thinking of me, and the family, and all of that? So I think for you, it was the conversations we would have, and I think for me, it is how I feel that I am being treated for everything outside. I guess, like, yeah, that makes sense. Everything outside, okay. Like for us, our big thing was the hang up was the blended families. So I didn't feel in the beginning that there was a lot of
the respect was there. It just wasn't to the level that I felt that it should be. And that's because I felt like some of the stuff, there should be some, you should say something. Like you felt that
we've said this before. I mean, we've had this conversation.
Yeah, we've had this conversation, but I mean, as far as like respect, I think those are the only times that I felt like that it was a little janky. And then when we went through our really bad season in the big house, like it was a bad season. So there was a lot of crazy. I don't know if you even thought of it as respect, but there was a lot of
yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of it was just like I think Ellen said, just the maturity.
The maturity, yeah. And so
because you don't even realize you're just being disrespectful half the time. So
yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, you don't if you don't know what the word commit means.
Okay.
you're not you're just being reckless at that point. So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of immaturity back then. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So you can go to your next point.
You say little next point?
No, I said your next point.
You're right.
I said your next point.
So I think that was yours. Not always a quick fix, easy quick fix. So that's kind of what we alluded to earlier. We had to put in a lot of work. So I think a lot of people think, well, for me, it was like, just trash it, just scrap it. So, but with tools and with a lot of the education,
okay,
I start seeing things differently. So it was like, okay, and then it was like, Dad, we should have been doing this a long time ago. So yeah, that was big for me, major for me, just to learning new ways to do things. So, did we get to it's difference for men and women, right?
Yeah,
there's a difference.
There's a difference. Yeah. I mean, I guess it just really depends on you personally where that is, because we had some wives that say that it's very high. I think for me, safety and protection, and then I guess maybe that all falls into respect for me. I think it can be different.
All right, so I had this one of my questions. Y'all know how I do. And it kind of goes to like a certain respect level, but it starts with this: what does a dog do? Just somebody type in, what's a dog do? I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy. Somebody just type in, what does a dog do? She's like, where are you going?
I don't know where you're going. I don't know where you're going.
Somebody type in what a dog does.
What does a dog do?
Yeah.
Okay. And every day, or
I don't know, anything you want to type in there. Just what does a dog do? When you think of a dog, what do they do?
Okay, run the streets and bark.
Run the streets and bark. Okay. That's what I just wanted to. So no one questions that. No one questions what a dog does. It's just what a dog does. It's how a dog is designed. Okay. They bark.
Okay.
We don't question that. We respect that God designed them that way.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But we get in marriage and then we don't respect that God designed men and women differently. We start trying to make them like us. We start trying to say, well, why are you doing this way or that way? Instead of using the leverage of the differences when we go in to buy this house, or when we go in here to this meeting, or we're trying to get something done through insurance or company or something else. Okay. You're the better of this or that, so you lead on this, or I'm better at this and that, so I'll negotiate this. Mm-hmm. We sit there and try to say, let's do it my way, or instead of using both parties' strengths and then putting the weaknesses in the back on both parties, depending on the situation. We don't respect that half the time. We don't go into that with a healthy respect. Okay. Just in general, just as humans, we don't. There's certain things we respect and we don't question. We don't question gravity. We don't question there's different colors of dogs that have different furs and different colors and species and all that. We accept all that without question, and don't try to figure it out. We're like, okay, that's what it is. We name them. We do all that, and they don't have no problems. They ain't going around talking about this race or that, this fur color or that.
Okay,
we do that. We disrespect that.
Yes, we disrespect that. Yes, okay.
As humans.
Okay, I give you that.
But if we can respect all the other laws that God has placed and designed, we should be able to get down with that. We should be able to say He designed us differently and let's work with it. It shouldn't be that big a deal. Yeah, I know. Y'all ain't know I can even get deep like that. Y'all used to Lisa getting, so yeah, I got a little deep side to me. She ain't just married me for all this. Shut up. Anyway.
Okay. And so, I can see that. But somebody said the earth is flat, though. Okay.
All right, Kyrie.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay. So, so then as we talk about respect, do you think that, let me see, I'm accepting my spouse without trying to change him. He has to want to change and grow. Right. Oh yeah, it has to be an individual choice.
Yes, absolutely.
So respect as it is in marriage, do you think that you can love someone? Do you think respect is higher than love in marriage, or is it equal, or do you have to have the respect to love? Could you love someone without the respect?
I don't
and
think
it be
I don't
functional?
see. For me, I think that is where we're getting in trouble, because I think you can love someone and still be hurt. And I think someone in our group actually said that on another.
Right.
You can actually hurt someone while loving them because you don't know.
Because you don't know how to respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like you have to have respect there.
But the focus is always on love. Like, it's,
I know,
love that person. Are you committed to
that.
that person? But I think the foundation probably should be the importance. Do you respect that person? Because if you respect that person, that is going to make you focus on things a different way. That is going to
Protecting their
make
heart, doing different. Yeah.
right.
Absolutely. I mean, you got agape love. You have different loves, and we can go through all that. But I think a lot of times in that, you hurt people, even though you want to say, "Oh, I love you, I ain't leaving." You can still kind of hurt them if you're not making them a priority. You're not respecting them. You're not doing certain things where they have communicated, their unmet needs and different things. And just you can't just, for us, and everybody's different, but for us, you couldn't just go, I'm going on a girls trip and just go. Like, it wouldn't work for me.
Okay.
Obviously, we would have to have a talk first. When we agree on things and then move forward, that works better for us. So I think you have to have it, to me. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
And I believe you have to have it. I believe that it's not really talked about. I think it's just, I love you, I'm gonna respect you, but respect is different with different people.
Right.
And if it's not something that is, I guess, taught, that it is very, very important. Like, as my husband, I do need to respect you. Mm-hmm. But as your wife, there is some, it has to go both ways. Yeah. And we have known couples that,
you feel like the men don't respect the women just because of women?
The men don't respect the women, especially if there's like a money, like a high paying job in the place, and the man, I'm making all this money, I'm mm-hmm. paying these bills, I don't really have to respect her. I love her, but I'm the one that's running the ship. I've heard men say that, and the respect is not to that level. But in the flip side, they feel that, she should respect him because he's doing all these things, providing, doing all that.
So you're hearing that he's saying, I don't need to respect her
to the level that I expect her to respect me, because I'm the one that's putting in the money. I'm the one that's doing this. I mean, and it's almost like, I don't know if it's a look down, but it's more of an elevated.
I guess I didn't think of it like that. I'm thinking that there's probably some insecurity where the guy is feeling like he's not getting the respect he deserves. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's trying to say, I don't need to respect the wife, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Because I don't understand why you wouldn't want to show respect when she is doing other things. She's raising your children. She's,
But we know couples where they think that's what the wife is supposed to do. That's her role. That's what she's supposed to do.
Then she could say he's supposed to provide. I mean, that's so.
But then you go into the head of the household. I should be respected and revered because I am the head of the household, because I am the man.
It doesn't mean you shouldn't get respect, but what I mean is it should be a two-way street. Are they mad because they feel like they're not getting respected? I guess is the real question. Maybe they're not saying, I don't need to respect you.
Okay. This is just
again, we would have to see.
This is just a conversation, but I have had men like, the value of the woman or the wife is not held to high esteem, because they're the ones that the wife doesn't work. She's at home. That's her job. That's what she's supposed to do.
You talking about somebody? I think I know you talking about. Okay, yeah. That's a whole different culture though. They've come from that. So I mean, yeah, I really couldn't tell you. You know, I mean, I don't know if I could tap into that because they were born in that culture and they were raised that way. So I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a different level of. So you may be dealing with a whole nother level of just a mindset.
Okay. I mean, I know that it's out there. I've heard men say that, and even when I'm at work, I've had conversations with husbands, and you can tell that the respect is not there because they're the ones that are carrying that load, that financial load.
And they were taught, like I think on top of that, they were taught that. Yesterday said a man needs respect to feel love, and a woman needs love to be loved.
Needs respect. Okay, so I would say that that's true because with the respect thing with you when you felt that it was disrespect, then you what am I here for? And so and a woman needs
like you can do this without me. Yeah, you can do this in separate houses
because you said that.
Yeah, I have said that.
Yeah, I have sneezed. It's allergy season. Okay, so to that point, needs respect to feel love. Okay.
And I think that's valid. I think that is
Keith said that.
Keith, that's a good. I think that's spot on, Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I would agree with that.
And I guess that's why I was saying that is high for you. If you didn't, if I was doing everything else, if you still didn't feel that respect, like was high up there, you would feel that I didn't love you. Like you would feel that you were being used. I think you kind of equated it to that.
I mean, we've seen where we've not understood, where it almost seems like a wife has kids, she got married, said yes, had the kids, and then she is doing everything else, running around, doing everything else, and ain't paying her husband no mind. Just like October London. I mean, like he said,
yeah,
you've seen that, and so I'm sorry if you have any kind of like, you're going to be like, well, dag. Did you do this just to have the kids and then now you're good and you're back off because you guys don't have the same frequency levels, all this other stuff, so you start feeling used. Okay. You start feeling disrespected. You do start feeling that way if things are kind of so out of balance that it's like we weren't doing this in the beginning. Why are we doing it this way now? I know there's reasons, but you do start feeling that. This is a natural thing.
Okay. I mean, and I know that's a trigger for you, thinking that women marry just to have kids. I know that's a trigger for you,
or just anybody using somebody. Like, that's a whole life you're wasting. Like, don't. You're right. Don't do that to somebody.
I agree. But I do like what Keith said, that I think that's really what it boils down to. Yeah, your love is based on the respect that you receive, and our love is that we need to feel that you love us. Like. That is that earth shattering, and then we know that that's the respect, because I feel that if you love a person and you are being respectful of them, all those things kind of fall in line. But I think just as a society, we always talk about love, and don't really talk about
vaguely,
the vague love, and don't really talk about how the lack of respect it can cause resentment. Like there are so many things that it can really damage it, when all you have to do is think of that other spouse.
It will cloud judgment, because you start getting in on that track of if I was used, then what else?
Right.
Now am I getting used to get on this, or it's just a dangerous, like a slippery slope. It's just
and then with the disrespect, if you're feeling that there's the lack of respect on either part, then I think the main thing that affects is the communication, because then I think you show up differently.
You do
when either you feel that you're not being respected, or you don't feel that
well, you're not just gonna come vulnerable when you already feel like you just got so now you're not gonna be as vulnerable. Now you're gonna start putting that wall up. Now you're gonna start saying less, putting things out there. Okay. You're not going to have good communication because you don't want to say something that's going to either trigger something or get you in that same space again. So it's just a domino effect. Yeah. I found there are differences in how identifies respect in relationship. Yes.
Yeah. And that definitely complicates, because I think for us, we have two we think that we see it in two different ways. We, and
Mhm.
so that, like I
think
said,
I think everybody has
yeah,
their own little,
yeah. I think,
which is why communication is one
which
of
is
our
why the
pillars.
communication is so daggone important, because if I don't know that you feel disrespected,
Mhm.
I'm going to keep operating probably in that same mode until it's brought to my attention,
Man,
whether I feel it or not.
Let's use something light.
Okay.
I feel like you should know popping gum, just popping gum for no daggone reason is going to irritate me. You should know that.
That's not.
You should know that.
That's not disrespect.
But I'm keeping it light. But that's me thinking you should know that, and you over there like, what's wrong with it? Don't bother me.
So here's the thing. I know it is that you don't like it.
After some communication. After some communication.
I know that you don't like it. But it's not done to you on purpose.
But the first time I said it to you, you was like, what? Like,
because it's not done, it's not purposely done.
But it was almost like you didn't even know it was happening.
I don't. For those who pop gum, when you put a piece of gum in your mouth, you just automatically, it's just something that's automatic. But what do I do now? I don't pop gum in your presence.
No, I just don't give you no gum. But yes.
I don't pop gum.
Yeah. No, when I give you gum, you do. You still pop it, but I just know you now. So it's like, okay.
Okay.
Respect in the mind. Wait.
Respect in the mind of an unhealed person does not cover or protect a person who has done their personal. Yes. And that's what it is. Like, I think once you heal that inner child,
mm-hmm.
It does make the whole outlook look better. It just really does. And I think, because I have some family, younger family, that I know that they need to heal that inner person so that they can show up better in their relationships. Like, that is just something that I think it's a buzzword now, healing the inner person, but I think it's just something that really does need to be, explored and explained more. Hookers are I don't even have nothing to say.
Wait a minute, you wish you could pop gum?
And I'm a cracker, but I learned that from my mom.
I wish I could pop gum.
I learned that from my mom. Like, that is just something that is really instant to me, and I could do it. And then after a while, it becomes soothing for me. Like, it's a soothing.
Okay, here we go. See, I'm telling y'all, in the last couple months, she has been breaking down things that I have been puzzled with for 2 decades. I've been puzzled, and she has actually been communicating. We are such on another level now that I've been having aha moments. Like, oh. And we could have already had this like in our first couple of years, but thank God for growth. I mean, for real. Like, you have really been breaking some stuff down to me that I've been wanting for years. Okay. The communication levels, you're on point. I'm dead serious. Dead serious on that. True compliment right there. I'm serious. I ain't even playing.
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, so I get frustrated when my ideas aren't taken seriously in a relationship. That, for me, is a lack of respect. Which is you. Okay. That is you.
Wait, what do you mean not taken seriously? How is it not taken seriously? Why would somebody not take it seriously? I guess is why wouldn't you?
So I guess with our stuff, when we talk, if you would say an idea and I came back with a rebuttal, you would feel that I was bucking up, and that would be a form of disrespect. Because I'm not taking you seriously, because I'm trying to give my 2 cents, which will then water down what your idea is.
Okay, listen. All right. So because I don't know, it depends on like what the topic is. Here's a situation, and I'm going to use something from another group that we had. There's a situation, y'all, where I think they've been married for a while now. I don't know. They've been married for a while, but she already had a son. The son is 32. He's in his 30s. He has schizophrenia. He has that. So maybe there's some overcompensating. I don't know, but this has happened in my family too, where she just kind of babies him to the point where they could agree that once he turned a certain age, they were going to have him go into a household if he kept being violent, because he had slammed her on the bed, and the husband starts feeling like, well, he's grown. He's a grown man. He's not a little kid. He's a grown man, and he's getting violent now. And it's either call the police and get him out of here or put him in a home. And they agreed on some things. And the wife, after agreeing, paper signed, notarized, all that. Husband comes back home one day and sees it in the trash can. And then she's like, well, I thought, and she kind of goes back into, well, I just thought maybe we'd give him another chance. after they done agreed on the next time or this is that. So that's what I mean. Like, yes, you're giving your idea, but sometimes it's after you agree on something, this is that, and because of your nurturing nature, we might feel disrespected after we just said we can't have this because we're trying to protect you. Okay. We're trying to set things, and we're not as nurturing as y'all. I get that, and I give you that. But there's certain things we are made and designed to do. Okay. And when we try to do that part, sometimes we get undermined, and we can undermine y'all too. I'm not saying that only goes one way. Right. But once we've agreed either way, okay, and then somebody comes back, yes, I do feel at that point that is disrespectful because we both agreed. Whether it's me doing it to you or you doing it to me, I feel like that's disrespectful. And why did you do that after we've already had a plan together as a couple, set for different reasons, for protection, for our health, for our advancement, for us just to have a good relationship. Okay. That is the type of stuff and level I'm talking about where it starts seeming egregious. It starts seeming like not even you should know. We've had a whole conversation on this piece.
Right. Okay. So if we take it to the stuff in the family where the grandmother is taking care of the grandson, yada yada yada, and you and your father have consistently given your thoughts, and they continuously say yes, 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 and then they go back. Yes, I could see that being a form of disrespect, not validating and not owning up to their part in the chaos. So, but there again lies the whole mother. We are nurturers. So, let's see. I heard you, but since I'm in tune with what you're saying, because I'm on my phone, I missed the detail that makes you say it again. When you repeat, I'm like, I heard you the first time, but that one detail still missed. We have to work on being better and taking time to hear.
Ooh, yeah. Thank you. And the vulnerability in saying, okay, that's part of what I mean by the breakdown in the communication and all that stuff, where you can come back. That already takes me back off 10. Like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's why you're saying it. That's why you're asking me, because I thought that already takes me back off, which we have been doing way better in. Oh yeah. But just for, newer couples and all that, that is something that if we could get y'all to skip past, like just, I don't know who said that, but that right there, Marcus said that's a good one. Right there, Marcus. And just that little bit like, hey, I missed this. Right. Because we're about to go to war. And just you saying that little part where, hold on, I did miss this. I was listening. I missed this. That just takes it all down.
Yeah. And that builds more levels of respect, having those conversations, being vulnerable, being able to take, not looking at it as criticism, but really being able to listen to hear what that other person is saying. So.
Yeah. And I hear that it would be difficult to let the babies go. Yeah. It's just, I love our children too, but it's just when we say, hey, let's do this and let's make a plan, we really got to try to, that's where we got to try to be one and not show our hand. You know what I'm saying? We're playing spades, and it's me and you, we're partners. We can't be showing our hand. We got to follow through. And then if we want to change something, we got to go in this other room and talk about it. We can't just be reckless in it.
And as a mother, now with the respect, there probably has been issues with that, where I,
so there probably has been. Okay.
Let me just. Okay, there have been issues where I have not. He and I have had a plan. We set it down, and then I get in front of the kids, and if my son would say something, it could change the way
Thank you for being truthful and vulnerable in that. I love that.
It would change my response, because then. Yeah, it would definitely change. And he has said some things that, in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to go hard. This is it. There's no. And then he flips around and he brings something, and I'm kind of looking for you for a lifeline. But sometimes he just lets me stand there and deal with it. And yes, I will back down. And then, yes, you and I have a problem because I didn't follow through after we had those conversations.
Because he's communicating the way you wanted him communicating.
I want him to have a voice.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Not.
That was one of our things when we were back in the day, where it was like, where Lisa thought I was being a little hard on the kids, and she was like, "Yeah, I want them to have it, but like, don't tell them they can't speak back." And so, because I
never said that. What I say is I want them to be able to have a voice. That doesn't mean when I'm in conversation with you, you can't talk. You can That's not it.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So when I was like, no, don't say nothing in the middle of scolding, right, you wanted them to be able to rebuttal, which has, I'm not going to say that it hasn't helped them. It has helped them later.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. But in the moment, I was still, from where my background was, I was still very militant in that. So I'm not saying they haven't grown that way from it, but there has been some other-ish times where it kind of bit us too. So
yeah. And I think that the whole thing with respect, it definitely shows up when you're parenting. And that dynamic of the dad being the dad and the mom, or one parent, was probably mostly moms, who don't want it hard for their kids, who want it to be easier. So yes, we have bumped heads, and I know in those moments you felt that I didn't respect you as the man, as the head, and I had to explain I wasn't trying to disrespect you, and I guess take accountability on that. What did she say? Give it. Okay. Can't give up on the babies.
Okay. Got him wrapped.
And sometimes fathers back down faster than mothers.
Yes,
don't think it's just true. The moms.
No, that is true. Tracy, that's very true.
Opinion, but the head. Okay,
yeah, because certain topics, you're right.
Certain topics,
absolutely.
Yeah, certain topics. I just think,
because I have, like, on curfews or something like that, I have been like, okay, all right, come, as long as you're communicating to me, this isn't that, where Lisa's been like, you come home at 7, we're gonna Bible study, and we're gonna, where it's like, like he's 18, like, but yes, it depends on the topic. You're right, because I have caved, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. And right, and so yes, you have to be on one accord with the kids, because with each other, because those kids, they will play.
Yes, they
will. And we saw a lot of that. I think more with our bonus than the younger ones.
No, they all have done it, but yes.
Yeah, but I felt knocked down a lot with the blended part of it, because it wasn't just me and him; it was me, him, and a mother.
But you also weren't ready to cave. Like there's things you would cave on here. You wouldn't. And you've admitted this, like dishes, like, or something like that. You never went in there and did dishes. It was like, oh, they didn't do dishes. Go get them. Then you wanted me to be militant, but right now, that girl right there, if she don't do dishes, you down there like.
Okay, I'm gonna give you that. Yeah. So yeah, and I know that we definitely. Like we definitely had our it was different, but I think definitely when it comes to parenting, that's where respect level can, if you're not on the same page, you can definitely feel like.
And see, that's where Marcus just said that can come, your relationships can come in at work, your family, because Marcus has this at work where he has to deal with kids trying to split up the staff. That's what he's saying there. Okay. Like that's just something. They're smart. They probe the fence. They definitely probe the fence. So,
but then it still all boils down to communication. Like you have to have those conversations. You got to have those check-ins.
Healthy communication.
You got the healthy communication, and even if you feel that the disrespect or the respect is kind of off, you got to be vulnerable enough to say it, and the other person has to be vulnerable enough to hear it.
Okay, so I think you have another friend, female friend who mentioned that at church, sometimes like she would come and say, why aren't the pastors making sure this person's nice to me and that person's nice to me and this and that? And we had to say, like, this might be an opportunity for you to show that person. We can't depend on our pastors to do everything with every single person in the church. Mm-hmm. So with that friend, we had to say, yes, you've come and you've been helped when you were down. This church is a hospital. Mm-hmm. That's a building. Like the whole church is us, what we're doing right here. Come with a servant mentality sometimes instead of a handout mentality.
Right.
You might be the one guys using to help somebody else there.
Okay, so on the topic of the servant mentality, I think that when couples have that servant mentality, that respect level is automatically going to be up there high. Like if I am here to serve you, then I am going to respect you. I am going to do what's best for you and always look out for you and make sure that you are taken care of.
True.
So
because you look at it as an opportunity to be a good husband or a wife.
Right.
You actually look at it that way. I compare it to, like, for the fellas on the call, like, this is month of April. NFL draft is coming up. Where do you fall? I know you look at it. Yeah. Once again, I'm going off the road, man. Where do you fall in the draft? What round you in? Where would your spouse draft you?
Oh, as far as respect, like
just period. As a spouse, where would they draft you? Where would they put you coming out of college? How much work have you done on yourself? Where you gonna come up on this draft? Where would I draft you? Round 1, round 2? Would you be in round 7? Like, how much work have you done on yourself? And how do you show up as a person? Because it could be as a brother, it could be where do you have work to do? Is it in your 40? Is it in your vertical? Like, how you showing up? She don't know what.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
What football terms?
I mean, I know that there's a draft, but I don't. Okay, so first round is the best, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to be number first round. Is that what you call it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was saying I want to be number 1.
Yeah, or the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to be the number 1 pick.
Okay. All right. Now,
so that should be the goal.
Yes.
Serving each other should be the goal to be considered the number 1.
Okay. And just the work you've done personally to show up that way is going to affect that.
Okay.
So, where do you fall in the draft?
Okay.
What round you in?
Okay. So then another way to say it is, if you have
don't be Mr. Nobody.
What's that? Who's that?
Or Mr. Irrelevant. It's like the last person picked in the draft.
Oh, they call him that?
They call him Mr. Irrelevant. Yes.
Oh.
See, y'all gotta remember she's the victim. She don't like when she thinks somebody's getting done wrong, but that's what they call him. It's just tradition kind of.
It's not their fault.
But the last one, he ended up turning out real good. He ends up being better than the rest of the quarterbacks. He was the last quarterback pick and ended up being like the best quarterback. So he kind of had a moment of like, there's mud in your eye because he ended up being the best quarterback out of all of them. So
do they know that they're considered that?
It's on their. It actually gets put on their jersey when they get drafted. But I mean, at least there's people who don't make it at all, so it could be worse. Yeah, Lisa. See, this is my lovely wife. She cannot stand nobody getting done wrong at all.
I just think that's mean.
Okay. Look, Tracy knows. Look, Tracy, she knows it.
I just think that is so daggone mean.
Where's Jay at? Jay ain't on this call. Where's Jay at? Dang.
Okay, so what we've learned in this is that you should have a servant mentality so that you.
Where you drafted Jay at, Tori? That's what I want to know.
Are in the best position to put your spouse first in all things and all your decisions. Oh my goodness! But he got drafted.
There you go.
Whatever. First round pick. First.
Okay.
You have to maintain that step.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
More pressure.
So then there's more pressure. Yeah. Okay. But that makes
Yeah. So you good with it now? You okay with Mr. Irrelevant? Because it ain't a lot of pressure on him. They don't expect him to do it.
I'm still bad. I'm just thinking. I want to be the first round pick. So then I have to continuously work on myself to make sure that in all those areas that you need and want.
I think Lisa is a everybody gets a trophy type. If I'm being honest, I think she is.
No, I'm not. I don't think you should just get a trophy for showing up.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that.
Okay.
No,
I'm just interested. I mean, for you to. I mean, because everybody on the side of the road, you be ready to give them money. Everybody, even if they faking.
That is I don't know if they're faking. That's a different conversation.
Yeah. Anyway.
Some of them are faking. I get it. Okay. Started off looking in college, then pro days, then the combine, and I grabbed you in the first round, first pick.
Woo! Okay. Let's go. Give them a horn. Yes.
Don't get traded. Okay. All right. Okay, so I do like okay, I want to be the...
Keep them feet chopping, Keith. Keep them chopping.
First round pick.
Don't fumble.
Okay, so then our goal as far as respect, the communication, knowing where the other spouse, how they view respect, how it shows up as disrespect and all those things.
Or cut, Tracy.
Or cut. You just want to make sure that you are having those conversations and making sure that it doesn't erode over into the conflict if you're feeling that resentment because you're feeling disrespected. Like it can go to so many different things if you haven't had that one-on-one conversation about it.
Okay. Jason, all first round for sure.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
So my first round?
Oh, you first round. All day. I mean, the work you put in and what you put up with, yes, you're definitely first round. Yeah, I traded up.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. You first round.
Yes. I'm first round.
You always have been. Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right. Good people. We have kept y'all. It is 8:00. Thank y'all for coming out. Remember, just invite other people. We are going to try to build this. We need to build this thing out, man. Like I said, there's a lot of time wasted, and we want to really make an impact. So let's keep it going. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate the opportunity to work with y'all and continue to grow
and have these conversations to normalize the ins and outs of marriage.
Yes.
And all those things. Everybody have a great week. Get a date night in. Hopefully the weather is a little bit better this week. Yes. Yes, he did trade up. Absolutely.
Yes, I did.
Absolutely.
Yes, I did. I ain't no shame in my game.
So get those date nights in. Have those conversations this week. Be vulnerable. Yeah. Find some way to connect, even if it's 5 minutes. Try to do something each day. A text, a hug, a kiss. More than 6-second kiss.
Yeah, those hugs work too.
Yeah, the hugs definitely work. Yeah, they definitely do work. And yeah, all those things. Have a great week. We will be back next week. Yes, we'll be back next week. And remember to communicate with care and connect with intention. Everybody have a great week.